lost some weight and now all my favorite tops are a bit too big. But these are great issues to have. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking all about how to work with brands. How to get brand deals, sponsorships, everything in detail. Now I can't give you guys all my secrets because I paid to play, but I definitely have some easy tips that you guys can implement quickly to start working with your favorite brand. So if you'd like to see all my tips and tricks and all helpful, useful information, please keep watching. Okay, you guys, so I want to tell you a little bit about why I decided to do this video. First off, I want to state the obvious. I am by no means a social media expert, guru, none of the above. My channel is also still very small, but a lot of people would probably be very surprised to learn that I made a nice amount of money off of my social media business. I vacillated whether or not I wanted to share exact numbers, but I just kind of feel like that's a bit personal. This is what I will say. Over the past few years, I've been able to increase my social media revenue 300 to 500%, meaning compared to 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I'm making 300 to 500% more every month, which is huge. Now, also, as you guys will see, my views on my channel for this month have been, well, this year are down when compared to the last year. But that's why I really wanted to make this video, because there are a lot of misconceptions about how you make money online as an influencer, how to really position yourself well to make the most profit that you can. And there's a lot of things that I think will be useful to those of you guys who are starting off in this journey, or some of you who just want to know how influencers and creatives and everything of the like get paid. I will say that if I were to do this full time, I would make as much money as I make in my career, okay? Now, this is not the only thing that I do for income for work. I always feel like it's best to have my hands in as many pots as I can handle at one time. So I'm doing social media influencing part-time. I have a lot of other things that have my hands tied and my time tied as well. So I can't dedicate as much time as I would maybe like to certain times, but if I were to do this full time, I would make as much money as I do in my career. So that means you can have a small channel and still have it be extremely profitable. I just think that's a huge misconception. A lot of us are able to live lifestyles that have kind of doubled in terms of our revenue and income coming in. And I have to say that that's true for myself as well. So don't always judge things based on views or likes, because your girl gets paid. So I wanted to start off this video by sharing some myths, because I think it's important to dispel some myths. So I played this little game with you guys on Instagram. So hopefully you're following me on Instagram. If not, you missed a lot of the day-to-day kind of inside look at my life. And I also just share a bit of backside of this industry, being an influencer, and what it's really like working with brands and everything of the sort. But I have 5 myths that I want to share with you guys. I just want to know what you guys are thinking about what it's like to be an influencer, how we're getting brand deals, and how we get paid. So you can get brand deals even if you have only 1,000 subscribers or Instagram followers. So what do you guys think about that? Is it true or false? If you guessed true, you guessed correctly. Like I said, I think, well, let's bring it up. So at the time of filming, I have 23,899 YouTube subscribers. And on Instagram, I have 5,195 followers. As you can see, hopefully the lawn people are not too loud. I really wanted to be able to get this information out to you guys today. But you do not have to have a certain amount of followers or subscribers to get paid. It's all about your engagement, and we're gonna talk about that in a moment. So I know you guys may be thinking only the big YouTubers, creators, influencers are getting paid. That is not true. There are people out here getting paid 5 figures to do videos that have about 20,000 subscribers, or even 10 or 15. It's never about the numbers. I think that's one of the biggest myths and misconceptions about being a creator or an influencer, is you're only getting paid if you're like popular. Definitely not the case. So that's the first myth. Statement number 2, brands don't care about how many views you get on a sponsored video. So do you guys think that's a myth or a fact? Leave your answers down below if you guys are playing this game. I just want to do something fun to see what you guys think about being an influencer. So if you answered true, you are correct. Brands do not care about how many views you get on a video. The amazing thing about being a creator or an influencer is that you have the ability to go into your insights and analytics. I have videos that have gotten less than 1,000 views, but I have sold thousands of dollars worth of product. If a brand is giving you, let's say, $1,000 to promote a product, you might only get 500 views, but if people purchase the item you're promoting and you make $2,000 in sales, that's a come up for the brand. So it's not all about views, you guys. Views are nice. They also help your videos and your channel get pushed out to a wider audience, but it's definitely not all about the views, and brands don't care about that. They want to see, is your audience actually buying the things that you're recommending, and is the partnership profitable? Okay, the third statement, getting paid to work with brands is totally possible for anyone who's serious. What do you guys think about that? The answer is true. You do not have to wait until you are at a certain threshold or ceiling to be able to start working with brands. If you are serious about growing your channel, if you're serious about content creation, you can work with brands. Anyone can do it. So it's definitely not just reserved for those that are at a certain point. If you're serious about working with brands, brands want to work with you. The next statement, being a creator isn't hard work like everyone makes it seem. Ooh, spicy. I know a lot of times creators are always talking about how much hard work it is. What do you guys think? Is it hard work, or are we just fabricating? If you guessed false, you are correct. Being a creator who works with brands, who has brand deals and sponsorships, it is a lot of work, you guys. I think a lot of times you all are just seeing the finished product. It's just like if you're working a regular job, you're only seeing the finished product. So if you look at a building being erected, you might not think every incremental step that went into erecting that building. You're just looking at the finished product. It's the same thing with being a creator. There are countless hours spent going through your analytics, researching trends, editing videos, coming up with concepts, working with creative directors, filming, coming up with creative ways to market yourself. That's why I always say I cannot dedicate all my time to being a full-time YouTube creator or Instagram influencer, because it would take so much out of me, you guys. I spend hours a day doing work for this. Whether it's just planning out captions, that takes time. So definitely it's a lot of work, and a lot more work than people really think. And last but not least, I make as much money working in my career field as I have working part-time as a content creator. And I kind of just gave this away at the beginning of the video. That is true. So like I said, if I were to dedicate my time full-time to being a content creator and not do any of my other work, I would make just as much money as I do in my career. And this is without having a huge platform, you guys. So now I want to talk about some ways that you can actually start working with brands today, because it's so easy. You just have to know how to properly leverage yourself. My first tip is be organic, okay? You have to get your audience to really connect with you guys. So many of you guys are like, oh my gosh, you're my friend in my head, because this is really how I am outside of YouTube. I really am this person. When I got more comfortable in front of the camera, that's when I really began to engage with you guys. And I feel like that's when you guys began to engage with me and really relate to me. If I just came on my channel and was like, oh, here's this phone case, these are the specs, I love it, it's so great. It's not organic. You guys can't tell whether or not I really like it. You start trusting someone when they're organic and when you really can relate to them. So the first thing is to always be organic, be yourself, and let the people who should be gravitating towards you come to you. If you're yourself, you will always attract your right tribe. So that's my first tip. The second tip is don't be afraid to reach out to brands. Now, don't do this on Instagram, you guys. If you are serious about working with brands, definitely either get a website or get a Gmail account that is specifically for brand deals. Don't reach out to them on Instagram. Now, I think it's okay to sometimes ask for help if you're not finding a specific email that you want to find on the internet, but the best way to show brands that you're serious is to reach out to them through a professional email account. Don't be afraid to do it. A lot of times these brands are not going to know who you are unless you contact them. And honestly, the worst that could happen is they decide they don't want to work with you. I've reached out to a brand, I think it was last year, and they told me they had all their partnerships fulfilled for the year, and they sent me a gift card to buy their products because I love them. So Reaching out to brands can never not be profitable. Even if you don't end up doing sponsored content, you might get on their PR list. Just this past week, I got on 5 skincare PR lists, and I'm gonna tell you how I did it. It wasn't through reaching out to them, but reaching out is always a great thing. Get to know them, let them know that you are willing to provide content for your following, your subscribers, and everything of the sort. Now, when you're doing this, be sure that you have a rate sheet and a media kit. Some people would say you need a website, some people say you don't. I currently don't have my website up and running because I've been rather busy, but if you have a media kit and a rate sheet, those are 2 things you want to include when you're reaching out to brands, because they want to know, does your audience match their target demographic? If I am going to be promoting this lip gloss, does their target match my audience? If it does, it'd be a great fit for a collaboration. You also want to make sure you include your rates, because specifically in the African American influencer community, these brands are going to get you to work for free. Now, I think when you're starting off, that's a great way to just learn the ins and outs of working with brands and having partnerships. But once you're established, you should be charging these brands because they're making so much money off of you. Just because they're giving you a $200 product, they might be making $3,000 or $4,000. They should be paying you. So always have your media kit readily available and also a rate sheet. That just lets the brand know a little bit about yourself and your audience to see if you're a great match. The third tip, and probably the biggest tip out of this whole list, is to tag every brand. Specifically speaking on Instagram, you want to tag every brand that you are showing. If you want to be an influencer, a creator, tag them. Let's see, the first thing that I thought of, this Belief moisturizer. You guys know this is my holy grail moisturizer for my oily, dehydrated in the fall and the winter. Every time I use this and show it on my stories on Instagram or even on my feed, I tag the brand. Let me tell you why this is so important. Just 2 weeks ago, I had a meeting with one of my favorite skincare brands that I've been using for probably a decade. I had a meeting with the brand. Yes, little Keikobeauty, who does not get tens of thousands of views per video. I met with one of my favorite brands. You wanna know why that happened? Because every time I show their products on my Insta stories or on my feed, I tag them. What they said was that they kept seeing me mention their products and they saw how enthusiastic I was about their line. They also saw that when people are using products that I recommend, I tag the brand, and they said, wow, we have to meet this girl who is so enthusiastic about our brand. They wanted to know more about me. They're collaborating with me. I have gotten to work with a plethora of brands by simply tagging them. So the most simple thing you can do without even having to do too much work is to tag each and every brand you are showcasing on your page. My 4th tip is to follow the brands you love and engage with their content. This is probably the #1 mistake I see up and coming influencers and creatives not doing on Instagram specifically. Engage, engage, engage. Let me tell you, your engagement rate is what is going to get you working with brands. Not responding to people when they comment on your content, not liking it, not engaging with your audience. Those are the most detrimental things you could be doing if you want to work with brands. If a brand goes to your page and sees that you are never interacting with your community, what is the purpose? If people are just talking to you and you're not engaging with them, what is the mutual relationship here? Please not only interact with your following, which is huge, but engage with your favorite brands. You guys will see if you look at what I interact with on my feed on Instagram, I'm always engaging with my favorite brands, not only because I might want to work with them, but because I love what they have to offer. So if someone is looking at Belief's Instagram and they're seeing that I'm saying, wow, I really love this product, they might be more apt to purchase it. And hey, that is a way that I have drawn traffic to a brand. That's gonna increase my likelihood of being able to work with a brand. So engagement is really important. Engage with not only your community, but your intended community as well. Okay, and if you guys stuck around to the end of this video, I am giving you guys my biggest tip. This is such a good one. It's such a good one. And this is why I wanted to say it last, because the people who are only here to see how much money I make, they're gonna miss out on all this good stuff. This is probably one of the biggest tips on how to work with brands, and it's something that I don't think a lot of people realize. I actually found out about this through watching someone's live, Instagram live. So let's say I want to work with H&M. You need to go on their Instagram. This is specifically for Instagram. Go on their Instagram, go to who they're following, and use the hashtags that they follow. This is so important because it gets you on their radar. This is how I got a PR package from Charlotte Tilbury. If you go to my Instagram right now, let's say I am doing a post and it is about Keikobeauty Beauty. Let's do this right now. I'm gonna go to Keikobeauty Beauty's Instagram and I'm going to see who they're following. They follow hashtags. Some of their top hashtags are Keikobeauty Coconut Melt, Keikobeauty Deodorant, Keikobeauty Partner, Keikobeauty Crush, Keikobeauty, and Keikobeauty Beauty. This means, let's say I'm doing a post featuring my favorite body care. If I want to be seen by Keikobeauty, I need to use the hashtags that they follow because there are so many posts on Instagram. If I want to work with Keikobeauty, I mean, I currently do, they're not gonna know about me unless I'm on their radar. So this is one of the biggest things, you guys. This is how I've gotten to work with so many brands. I became visible to them because I used the hashtags that they follow. So I hope that's really helpful to you guys. I love that tip because it really gets you seen by the brand. If you guys have heard of that tip or if you haven't, let me know down below. I want you guys to also let me know if you implement some of these tips. Let me know how it works for you. I've been using these tips for the past year or two and I've gotten the opportunity to work with so many amazing brands. And it is all because of the hard work that I put in and the support from you all. And I really wanted to make this video because I know a lot of people probably think, oh my gosh, Keikobeauty barely gets 5,000 views, 4,000, 2,000. There's no way she's making money. She's definitely not as, successful as she, I guess, makes it seem, even though I don't talk about numbers and things on my channel. But there's a little thing called analytics. I'll just say, I did 2 videos for the Sephora sale in April. Guess the amount of sales that I gave to Sephora for those 2 videos. I did a recommendations video and I also did a haul. Sephora got almost $10,000 from 2 videos from me. That is huge. That means if I am putting out content for Sephora, if I do a sponsored video for an upcoming sale, they can guarantee that they're gonna get thousands in return. And this is little old Keikobeauty. This is someone who doesn't have a huge platform. But this is what I'm saying, you guys. It's not all about the facade. It's not all about what people are seeing, the popularity, the subscribers, the views. Sephora got almost $10,000 off of 2 videos from me. Things like that should be also included in your media kit, you guys. That's how you can leverage better partnerships, more money, things like that. From 2 videos, $10,000. So I'm not saying I have all the answers because I don't, but what I am saying is that you guys, my community, really trust me, and that's what brands love to see. If you look at larger influencers or celebrities, they may get lots of likes and people love their content and they comment, but are they engaging with you? Are they responding? Do they respond to your DMs? Does their audience really trust their opinion, or are they just obsessed with their popularity? That's food for thought. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it just gave you a different lens through which to view being an influencer and a creative, and just to give you some tips on how you can work with brands, how you can secure these partnerships. Like I said, I took a course and paid money to learn everything that I know, but I've also learned a lot just through having years of experience doing this. And it's been such a fun journey, and anyone can do it, and that's what I want to really drive home to you guys. So I love you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.